Hi guys, this is Anil with a video tutorial for the Learning Light on C programming. So in this video tutorial we're going to see the getAs function in C. So this getAs function is used to receive a string value from the keyboard. So first we're going to see how we can use this function in our program. The getAs function is used to receive a string value. That's why we're going to store that string value in our character array. That's why we're going to create char, let's call it name, and then define the size of around 20. So now we can use this getAs function. So the syntax of this getAs function is getAs, and you have to specify where you want to store the received string. So here in this case we want to store it in the variable or the character array name. That's why we're going to specify the name here. Then if any error occurs while receiving the input, then this getAs function is going to return a null value. So now we're going to use this getAs function to receive the name getAs, and where we want to store that received input, it's going to be stored. We want it to be stored in the name array. That's why name. So now this character array name contains the string value received from the keyboard. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to print it out. It's going to be a printf statement, and we're going to use %s. We need to specify the character array, that is name. So I'm going to save it, compile it, and run it. So I need to enter my name now. I'm going to enter Anil, hit enter, it says Anil. The next thing is why we have to use this getAs function when there is scanf function. That's because when you use a scanf function, if your input string is going to contain any space or a tab in it, then the scanf function treats that as two variables. So for the demonstration purpose, I'm going to use a scanf function here, and I'm going to copy it out. Here I'm going to write the scanf, and we are seeing a string value that's going to be %s, and I will write name here. So I'm going to save, compile, and run it. So now if I enter Anil, no problem, it executes as expected. I'm going to run it again, and now I'm going to enter Anil space steady. So when I hit enter, as you can see, this scanf function receives only Anil. That's because when we enter a space or a tab with a string value, the scanf function treats it as multiple values. Or here, the scanf function thinks, okay, Anil is one value and steady is another value. It just reads Anil and it stores in this character array name. So if you want to receive the entire string or Anil steady as we entered previously, you have to use this getAs function. So I'm going to comment out this scanf function, save it, compile it, and run it. So now I'm going to enter Anil steady, hit enter. As you can see, in this getAs function, it is the full string. That's because this getAs function is going to read the string until it encounters a new line. So after this Anil steady, we have a new line. That's why it just stopped reading the string there. Another thing is, if you enter a long string, then this getAs function is going to continuously read the string until it encounters a new line. If you have defined the character array with less size and you are entering more values or more character here, then it's going to overflow or it's going to write outside that character array. So just remember that. So this is it. This is about the getAs function and why we have to use it. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next tutorial. This is Anil with a video tutorial for the Learning Light on C programming. In this video tutorial, we're going to see the f put as function in C, and we're going to write a string value or a string to the file. Before beginning writing our program, we're going to see the syntax of this f put as function. It's going to be f put as, that stands for put this string to the file. Then we have to pass the string. So it's going to be in double quotes. This is the string that we want to write to the file. Then we have to pass the file pointer. So this is a pointer obtained when we open the file. So we're going to begin writing our code. So since we're dealing with the file, we need a file pointer. It's going to be file. Then we're going to call it star pf. So this pf is a file pointer. So now first we need to open the file, and this f open is going to return the address of the structure of type file, and we need to store it in a pointer pf. That's why we're writing pf equal to f open, the name of the file. Let's say anil.txt, and since we want to write to the file, we're going to open it with a w. So now if this f open can open that anil.txt file, then it's going to return the address of the structure which is stored in this pf pointer. So if this f open fails, then it's going to return a null value. So now we're going to checking whether the file is open successfully or not by using this if statement. That's going to be if and pf equal to null. If it is null, then the file does not open successfully. We're going to say printf. We're going to say unable to open the file. That's it. Now else, it means our file has opened successfully. Then we want to use this f put as function, and we want to write to the file. So first we have to specify the string that we want to write to the file. So in this tutorial, what we're going to do is we're going to ask the user to enter some contents to write to the file. For that purpose, we need a character array. It's going to be char input, and let's define the size of 25. So we have to input the string with a length less than 25. So now here we're going to ask the user to enter a string. Enter a string to write to the file. A new line, then get as function, and we're going to specify the location. It's going to be input, save. So now our input character array has a string entered by the user, and now we have to use this f put as function, and we have to write the content to the file. So first it's going to be the string. So that's going to be the input character array. Then we have to pass the file pointer. It's going to be our pf. So this is it, and then we're going to say, okay, the data has successfully returned to the file. Control V, and we're going to say data has returned successfully. So the last thing we have to do is we have to close this file. It's going to be close. Then the pointer is going to be pf. So save it, compile it, and run it. Okay, enter the string to write to the file. So I'm going to say hi, I'm Anil Shetty. Hit enter. It says data has returned successfully. I'm going to close it, and I'm going to open my anil.txt. So as you can see here, hi, I'm Anil Shetty. So I'm going to close it, and I'm going to run it again. So this time I'm going to write hello, how are you? So hit enter. It says data has returned successfully. Close it and open anil.txt. So it says hello, how are you? So make a note that whatever we are writing that is erasing the previous content, that is because we are opening the file in write mode. So if you want to append to the file, then you have to use this mode as A. So that's it. Save it, compile, and run it. Say cool, man. Okay, data has returned successfully. Close, open it. So it says hello, how are you? Then I included a space when I inputting the string. That's why we have a space here. Then cool, man. So this is it. This is about the f put as function in C. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Hey, this is Anil with a video tutorial for the Learning That on C program. In this video tutorial, we're going to see the f printf function in C. So this f printf function is used to write to the file in some formatted way. As we were using our printf statement to print to the display device, in some formatted way. Similarly, if you want to write to the file in some formatted way, then you can use this f printf. Another use of this f printf is if you want to write some numbers to your file, then you can use it formatted, and you can write that using this f printf function. So first, let's see the syntax of this f printf function. It's going to be the function name f printf. Then we have to pass the file pointer first. That's the file pointer here. That will be that will contain the address returned by this f open function. So next we have to format our output or format our things by using the format specifiers. Then we have to supply the list of variables that are referenced here. So these two things are similar to the printf statement, and the only difference is we are using this file pointer at the beginning. So here. So now we're gonna go and write the code. If you don't know what I have written here, please go and watch my other video tutorial about how to open a file. So first we have a file pointer pf. Then we open our file called anil.txt in writing mode. That's because we want to write something to the file. Then we check whether our file was opened successfully or not by this f open function. So then if that file was unable to open, then we said okay, unable to open the file. Then if our file was opened successfully, then now we're gonna continue here. So first we want to write something to the file using this f printf function. It's going to be f printf. Then we have to pass the file pointer. It's going to be pf. Then we have to specify the format specifier, or we have to format our output. Let's say I want to write my name, then a tab, then my age. So that's why I'm going to use %s for my name. Then to add a tab, we're going to use this escape sequence /t. Then I want to write my age. That's going to be %t. So here we have to pass the references for this %s and %t. So for that purpose, we're going to create two variables here. One is a character array. Let's call it as name. That to store our name. Let me decide 25. And another is a variable called age. It's going to be of type integer. So now we're going to ask the user to enter his name and age. So I'm going to use a printf statement here. Enter your name and age. Add a new line. Then we're going to use our scanf function to receive the input. It's going to be scanf. Then it's going to be %s, %d, comma name, comma ampersand age. So now whatever the name user enters, that is stored in this name character array, and the age is saved in this variable age. So now here, using this fprintf function, we are writing the values entered by the user to the file. So it's going to be %s, that's for the name. So I'm going to refer this name here. Then this %d, which is for the age. So I'm going to type age here. So after that, this printf statement, we just want to print, okay, data has successfully written. It's going to be printf data written successfully. So the last thing we have to do is we need to close this file. It's going to be fclose. Then pass the file pointer pf. So save it, compile it, and run it. Enter your name and age. I'm going to write Anil and a tab or a space. This time I'm adding a tab, and my age is going to be 23. I'm going to hit enter. It says data written successfully. So now I'm going to open up my anil.txt. So as you can see here, Anil 23. I'm going to run this program once more. It's going to be control F10. So enter your name. I'm going to enter Rashmit. Then a space. Then his age is 21. Enter. It says data written successfully. I'm going to close it and open anil.txt. So as you can see here, it has Rashmit and 21. So we can note that when we enter new data here, it's going to remove the previous data. That's because now we are opening the file in write mode. So if you want to append to this file, then you have to use this mode as a. Then save, compile, and run it. So it has enter your name and age. I'm going to enter Anil. Then let's say 23. Hit enter. This is data written successfully. Open that anil.txt. So as you can see here, two values are there. That's because the data we entered just now is just appended with the previous data of this file. So if you want, you can add another value. Say my name is Nikhil and my age is around 15. Data written successfully. Close it and open this anil.txt. So as you can see here, we can continue to add the data to this file. So this is about the fprintf function in C. So thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next tutorial. Hi, this is Anil with a video tutorial for the Learning Lab on C programming. In this video tutorial, we're going to see how we can read some characters from the file. So to read a character from the file, we're going to use a function called fgetC. That stands for get a character from the file. So first we're going to see the syntax of this fgetC. This fgetC function returns the character which is read from the file. So we have to pass the file pointer or the file from which we want to read. So we have to open that file using this fopen and we get a file pointer that we have to pass to this fgetC function. So it's going to return the character which has been read from the file. So okay, now we're going to use this fgetC function in our program. So since we are dealing with the files, we have created a file pointer and we called it as pf. Then we open the anil.txt file in the read mode because we want to read the file. So then next we check whether our file was opened successfully or not. So if the file wasn't opened successfully, then we said unable to open the file. Else, now we're going to print the contents of the file character by character. So since we are reading a character at a time from the file, we need to store that. For that we need a variable of that character. So I'm going to declare it. It's going to be char ch. So now here we want to read all the contents from the file. That's why I'm writing a while loop here. Then we are using another function which is called feof, that is file and out. This feof function is used to determine whether we have read the end of the file. So here, as a parameter to this function, we have to pass the file pointer or the file from which we are reading. This feof function returns true if the end of the file has been read. Else, it's going to return a value 0, and in C, a value of 0 is similar to false. So here, we want to read all the contents from this file anil.txt. That's why we are using a while loop to loop through all the contents of the file. So we want to stop when we reach the end of the file. So this feof function lets us know whether we have reached the end of the file or not. But as I explained you earlier, feof function returns true only if I reach the end of the file. Else it's going to return a value of 0, which means false in C. But this while loop is going to run only if the condition here is true. So when we first read from the file, if any content is there in the file, then this feof function is going to return 0. That's because it hasn't reached the end of the file. So that means our while loop is going to stop here only. We don't want that to happen. We want to read all the content from this file. That's why we're going to add a not operator here. So now what happens is when this FPOF function returns 0, which is equivalent to false, because of this not operator, it's going to become true and our while loop is going to execute or continue. And when this FPOF function returns true, which means okay, I have reached the end of the file, then because of this not operator, this condition is going to be false. And this while loop is going to stop when this condition becomes false. That's what we want. So here it's going to be FEOF of the F, that's a file pointer of the file. Then in this while loop, we're going to read the character from the file and we're going to save it in the variable ch. So ch equal to F get C. Then we have to pass the file pointer from which we want to read the characters. It's going to be F. Then we're going to use printf statement. It's going to be printf and percentage %C. That's because we are reading the character. Then for the ch here. So after reading all these contents, just we're going to close our file open by using this close function. So now I'm going to open up anil.txt, which is that file from which we are reading. And I have already written hi, I am Anil Shetty in that file. So when we run our program, our program is going to read hi, I am Anil Shetty character by character and print it on the screen. So I'm going to close it, save, compile and run. So as you can see here, we have hi, I am Anil Shetty as it was in the file anil.txt. So I'm going to close this. Then here, within this anil.txt, I'm going to delete this content and I'm going to write some other thing. Let's write this is the place, then add a new line, blank line. Then in the third line write where, then a new line, you can, then align, learn, all the things. So this is it. Now save it and we're going to run our program, compile and run. So as you can see here, it says this is a place, then a new line as it was in our anil.txt and where you can learn all the things. So it was like as it is in anil.txt. So this is it. This is about the fgetC function in C. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Hello, this is Anil with a video tutorial for the Learning Light on C programming. In this video tutorial, we're going to see the fscanf function in C. So this fscanf function is used to read the input from a file or read from a file. So it's similar to the scanf function, which was used to receive the input from the keyboard. But this fscanf works with the files. That's the difference. So then the syntax of the fscanf function is here. So as you can see, first we have to write the function name, that is fscanf. Then we have to pass the file pointer. This file pointer, it contains the address of the file which we open by using this fopen function. This is similar to the bonus string which we used in the printf and the scanf function. So next we have to specify the list of address of the variables that's similar to the scanf function. So now we're going to write our program by using this fscanf function and we're going to read some text from the file. So first, since we're dealing with the file, we declared a pointer of the file. Then that's because we are opening the file using this fopen function and the file name is anil.txt with the mode R. This fopen function is going to read the address of the structure which is of type file. It contains some information about this particular file we opened. Then we save that address in the pointer of type file. So then we check whether our file was opened successfully or not. If our file wasn't opened successfully, then we give some error message like, okay, unable to open the file. So else if our file was opened successfully, then we're going to continue now. So in this tutorial, we're going to deal with a file called anil.txt. I'm going to open up that anil.txt. So as you can see here, it's an empty file. So I want to write something like hi to that file and save it. Now, here we're going to use our fscanf function and read that hi from the file and display that. So when we read something from the file, we need to store that. That's why we need a variable and it should be after character because we're reading a string value. So we need a character array. It's going to be, let's say, data. Then let me define the size around 10 semicolon. Now we're going to use this fscanf function. So it's going to be fscanf. And first we have to pass the file pointer, that is the pf here. Then we have to write the format string. So here I'm going to open up .txt. As you can see here, I want to read the string value hi from this file. So for the string values we use the format specifier as %s. So I'm going to specify here. Then we have to write the address of the variable where we want to store that value when it is received. So we want to store it in the character array data. So I'm going to write that here. So this is it. Now our data array contains the string which is read from the file. So what we want to do is we just want to print it out. For the purpose, I'm going to use this printf function and I'm going to say %s and I'm going to put this data. Save it, compile it and run it. So as you can see here, we have hi. It is similar to the one which is present in the file. So hi is in there in anil.txt and it successfully read that hi by using our program. So I'm going to close it. So here now I'm going to make it hi Anil. So now this is a valid string. That's because our string can also contain the spaces. So I'm going to save it and I'm going to run our program again. So you can see only hi is received from this fscanf function. That's because similar to the scanf function, when this fscanf function encounters a space or a tab or a new line, it just stops there. So here it first reads hi, then a space is there. That's why it just stops here and it returns this hi to us. And if you want to read this hi Anil, then we have to create another array here. Let me call it the name and it is again a size of 10. And here After this high, there is a space. So we have to specify the same format here. That's why I'm going to write percentage %s, then a space, percentage %s. And here, after data, we're going to store that received data in the